Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into some major news that broke on March 6th, 2026 regarding Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and her incredibly popular lifestyle brand As Ever. Now, if you've been scrolling through social media or checking the headlines, you've probably seen a lot of noise about Meghan and Netflix ending their partnership over the brand. And as always, there are those, like Amanda, who are quick to publish misinformation and spin this in a negative light. But today, we are going to set the record straight. We are going to use the official statements, verified reporting from credible sources, and a little bit of business logic to show you what is really happening here. And trust me, it is not a failure. It is a fabulous and planned evolution. So on March 6th, both Meghan's As Ever brand and Netflix simultaneously issued press releases to publications like People magazine and The Hollywood Reporter. And the language in these statements is absolutely key to understanding this transition. A spokesperson for As Ever wrote, quote, "As Ever is grateful for Netflix's partnership through launch and our first year. We have experienced meaningful and rapid growth, and As Ever is now ready to stand on its own. We have an exciting year ahead and can't wait to share more." End quote. So right out of the gate, they are highlighting gratitude, undeniable success with that meaningful and rapid growth, and a forward-looking excitement. But then Netflix chimed in with their own statement, and this is the one that really tells the story and completely undermines the negative narrative. Netflix wrote, quote, "Meghan's passion for elevating everyday moments in beautiful yet simple ways inspired the creation of the As Ever brand, and we are glad to have played a role in bringing that vision to life." Netflix adds that Meghan will continue growing the brand into its next chapter independently, end quote. Now, let's really sit with that for a moment. Netflix is not only praising Meghan's personal vision as the inspiration for the brand, but they are explicitly stating that her growing the brand independently was always the plan. This is not a messy divorce or a cancellation. This is a conscious uncoupling where both parties are celebrating the journey and the future. To understand why this is such a positive and logical step, we have to look back at the unique nature of this partnership. When As Ever launched in 2025, originally under the name American Riviera Orchard, before a strategic and beautiful rebrand, Netflix's involvement was much deeper than just streaming the accompanying series with Love, Meghan. Netflix was a true business partner, providing back-office support and development staff to help get this brand off the ground. It was essentially an incubator model, where Netflix helped nurture the brand in its infancy. And what a stellar first year it has been. Despite what some critics might say about streaming ratings for the show, the commercial arm of As Ever has been a runaway success. Since its launch, As Ever has been selling a delightful variety of products directly through its website, including those gorgeous fruit spreads, which everyone went crazy for, as well as specialty teas, honey, flour sprinkles, and those beautiful chocolate bars. And time again, these product drops have sold out in record time. That is the definition of meaningful and rapid growth. The demand is clearly there. So the narrative that this split is a blow to Meghan completely falls apart when you look at the numbers and the official statements. What we are actually seeing is a brand that has outgrown its startup phase. It is ready to leave the nest. And if we dig a little deeper into the briefings that came out after the announcement, we get even more clarity on why this move is so exciting for the future of As Ever. Sources close to the situation indicated that Meghan was very happy to have full control of the company. There was even talk that she had wanted to take the brand global for some time, but was being held back by the more cautious Netflix team. And that makes perfect business sense. Netflix, as a massive corporation, has to manage risk carefully. But Meghan, as the founder and creative force, has the vision and the drive to push boundaries. Now that she has complete control, As Ever can be agile, it can be innovative, and it can finally expand in the ways she has always dreamed of. So what does that exciting year ahead actually look like? Let's talk about the future, because it is incredibly bright. Currently, As Ever products are only available for sale online within the United States. One of the first and most logical steps for this newly independent brand is to go global. And we are already hearing whispers and confirmed reports that expansion is imminent, with key markets like the United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand at the top of the list. Just imagine the demand when fans in those countries can finally order directly. But it's not just about geography, it's about product lines. A true lifestyle brand cannot live on jam alone, as delicious as it may be. There is rampant and exciting speculation about what new categories As Ever will enter next. Given Meghan's lifelong influence on fashion, from her suits wardrobe to her iconic royal engagements, and her recent stunning appearances at high-profile events like Paris Fashion Week, a move into fashion and apparel space feels like a natural and inevitable next step. Industry insiders are already suggesting a collaboration with an established designer as the smartest entry point, allowing the brand to build trust and leverage existing infrastructure while Meghan pours her creative heart into the designs. This is the kind of ambitious growth that independence allows. And let's not forget that while the formal partnership over the consumer goods is ending, the relationship between Meghan and Netflix is far from over. The Sussex's production company, Archwell Productions, retains a separate first-look deal with Netflix for future film and television projects. This was a business decision regarding one specific arm of a much larger portfolio. In fact, Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos is described as a close personal friend of Meghan's, ensuring that the personal and professional relationship remains positive well beyond this business deal. So when you see headlines trying to spin this as a disaster, remember the facts. Remember the official statement from Netflix itself, where they celebrate Meghan's vision and confirm this was always the intention. Remember that the brand has experienced meaningful and rapid growth, with products constantly selling out. And remember that Meghan now has the freedom to take her brand global and expand into new, exciting categories on her own terms. This is not an ending. This is a new chapter.
It is the moment Meghan Markle's lifestyle vision, having been successfully proven in the market, is strong enough to stand on its own. And with that exciting year ahead that the brand promised, we cannot wait to see what she shares next. But before we move forward, let's take a step back and really examine the timeline of events that led us here. Because understanding the full journey gives us even greater appreciation for where As Ever is headed. It all began back in 2020 when the Duke and Duchess of Sussex signed their massive production deal with Netflix after stepping back from their royal duties. That deal was always about storytelling across multiple formats, and the development of a lifestyle brand was a natural extension of Meghan's long-held passions. By 2024, development was well underway on what was then called American Riviera Orchard. The name itself evoked the beauty of the Santa Barbara coastline and the refined yet approachable aesthetic Meghan wanted to bring into people's homes. Then, in March of 2025, everything came together beautifully. With Love, Meghan Season 1 launched on Netflix, and simultaneously, the brand was unveiled under its new and permanent name, As Ever. It was a perfectly synchronized launch, with the show serving as the visual manifesto for the products people could now purchase. Meghan herself explained the meaning behind the name in a February 2025 Instagram video, saying that As Ever had been on her mind since 2022. She shared that the phrase means, quote, as it's always been, end quote, and she openly admitted that she has always been obsessed with curating home goods. She added, with a wonderful sense of humor, quote, this is what I do. Jam is my jam, end quote. That authenticity and self-awareness is exactly what resonates with her audience. Summer of 2025 brought us With Love, Meghan Season 2, which continued to build on the themes of entertaining, crafting, and finding joy in the everyday. Then, in July of 2025, we saw the original mega deal with Netflix expire and get replaced by a new, more streamlined first-look deal for film and TV, which was separate from the As Ever partnership. That restructuring was the first real sign that the two entities were beginning to delineate their relationship. By December of 2025, a holiday special of With Love Meghan had streamed, delighting fans with festive content. And now here we are in March of 2026, witnessing what we believe is the most exciting development yet, the full independence of a brand that has already proven itself in the marketplace. Now, I want to address something directly because it is important. There are always going to be voices, and we won't name them all, but we know the type, who try to twist any news involving Meghan into something negative. They look at a transition like this and immediately scream failure or rejection. But the facts simply do not support that narrative. Let's look at the business logic here. If a brand is failing, if products aren't selling, if there is no consumer interest, a company like Netflix does not issue a glowing statement praising the founder's vision. They do not say they are glad to have played a role. They quietly walk away. That is not what happened. Instead, Netflix publicly affirmed Meghan's passion and creativity. They explicitly framed this as the natural next step that was always intended. The only logical conclusion is that As Ever is succeeding, and it is succeeding on a level that now requires a different operational structure. Furthermore, the sources who spoke to outlets like The Sun and the Daily Express in the days following the announcement provided crucial context that the negative voices conveniently ignore. These sources confirmed that Meghan had been eager to expand As Ever into international markets for some time. She sees the global appetite for her products. She reads the comments from fans in the UK and Australia who are desperate to get their hands on her jams and teas, and she wants to serve them. But Netflix, operating with the caution of a publicly traded company, was moving more slowly. They wanted to protect their investment and ensure stability. That is not a conflict born of failure. It is a conflict born of success. The brand was growing faster than its corporate partner was comfortable with. And in that situation, the best outcome for the brand is to gain independence so it can grow at its own pace and according to its own vision. That is exactly what has happened. So, let's paint a picture of what that independent future looks like in vivid detail. Imagine waking up 6 months from now and seeing an announcement that As Ever is now shipping to the United Kingdom. The website goes live, and within hours, best-selling items like that raspberry jam and the signature candle are flying off the virtual shelves. British fans who have followed Meghan's journey for years, from her royal engagements to her life in California, finally have a tangible piece of that lifestyle to bring into their own homes. Then imagine the announcement for Australia and New Zealand, followed by Canada and Europe. This is not just a brand. This is becoming a global community united by a love for beautiful, simple, everyday moments. And the products themselves are going to evolve. We have every reason to believe that the fashion world is next. Meghan has consistently been one of the most influential fashion figures on the planet. Every outfit she wears generates millions in media value and sells out within hours. Now, imagine that influence channeled directly into her own label. Picture an As Ever cashmere collection in those soft, neutral tones that Meghan is famous for. Imagine an As Ever collaboration with a legendary British tailor for a line of perfectly tailored blazers. Imagine the accessories, the handbags, the shoes, all curated with that same philosophy of elevating the everyday. It could start with a capsule collection, a small drop of impeccably designed pieces that sell out instantly and create a waiting list of thousands. That is the potential here. That is what Meghan can now pursue without having to run every decision through a corporate filter. And let's not forget the culinary side. The jams were just the beginning. We could see As Ever cookbooks, As Ever kitchenware, perhaps even a line of curated pantry staples like olive oils, vinegars, and spices. The brand could expand into home fragrance with new candle scents, into tabletop with beautiful ceramics and linens, into gardening with tools and seeds. The possibilities are truly endless when you have a founder with impeccable taste and a loyal audience eager to buy what she is selling. Another aspect that deserves attention is the relationship with Netflix moving forward. This was never a situation where bridges were burned. In fact, quite the opposite. The separate first look deal that Archwell Productions has with Netflix remains intact and strong. This means we can still expect to see documentary projects, scripted series, and films from the Sussexes on the platform for years to come. There is even speculation that Meghan could produce content specifically about the as-ever journey, perhaps a documentary chronicling the brand's growth and global expansion, which would then stream on Netflix. That would be the ultimate symbiosis, with Netflix distributing the story of the brand that it helped launch. It is a beautiful, circular arrangement that benefits everyone involved. Now, I want to circle back to something Meghan said in that February Instagram video because it really captures the heart of this entire venture. She said the name As Ever means as it's always been, and she talked about always being obsessed with curating home goods. This is not a new hobby for her. It is not a celebrity side hustle. This is a lifelong passion that she is now able to share with the world on her own terms. For years, people have asked what Meghan would do next, how she would define herself outside of the institution of the royal family. And the answer has been right in front of us all along. She would do what she has always done. She would create. She would curate. She would find ways to bring beauty and joy into everyday life. As Ever is the purest expression of Meghan Markle the person, not Meghan Markle the Duchess, not Meghan Markle the actress, but Meghan Markle the woman who loves a beautifully set table, who finds joy in making jam, who believes that the small moments matter. And that is why this independence is so significant. When a brand is attached to a larger corporate entity, even a supportive one, there is always a degree of filtration. Ideas have to be vetted for mass market appeal. Risks have to be minimized. Timelines have to align with corporate strategy. But when a brand is independent, when it is truly owned and operated by its founder, there is no filter, there is no committee, there is just the vision, pure and undiluted. Meghan can now wake up in the morning, have an idea for a product, and begin the process of bringing it to life without having to convince anyone else that it is a good idea. She can be spontaneous, she can be authentic, she can be exactly who she has always been. And that is what her audience wants. They don't want a focus group tested, corporate approved version of Meghan. They want the real thing. They want the woman who admits that jam is her jam. They want the woman who shares her home and her family with warmth and generosity. They want As Ever. So, as we look ahead to the rest of 2026 and beyond, we do so with tremendous optimism. The foundation has been laid, the products have been tested and proven, the audience is engaged and eager, and now the creative force behind it all has been given the keys to the kingdom. There will undoubtedly be challenges along the way. Building a global lifestyle brand from scratch is no small feat. There will be logistical hurdles, supply chain issues, the inevitable growing pains of a young company expanding rapidly. But if there is one thing we have learned about Meghan Markle over the years, it is that she is resilient, she is determined, she is willing to put in the work, and she has a team around her that believes in her vision as passionately as she does. For those of us who have been following this journey from the beginning, from the days of the TIG to the royal years to the California chapter, this feels like a culmination. This feels like the moment when all of those experiences, all of those lessons, all of that growth converges into something tangible and lasting. As Ever is not just a product line, it is a statement of purpose. It is Meghan telling the world, this is who I am, this is what I love, and I am going to share it with you. And the world is responding. The sold-out products are proof. The global demand is proof. The meaningful and rapid growth cited in the official statement is proof. So, let the critics say what they will, let them spin their narratives and push their agendas. The facts are on the table. The official statements have been issued. The future is being written as we speak. And from where we're sitting, it looks incredibly bright. Thank you so much for watching this deep dive into the evolution of As Ever. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on all things Meghan, Harry, and the growing As Ever empire, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We will be here every step of the way, bringing you the facts, the context, and the positivity that this story deserves. And, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What products are you most hoping to see from As Ever next? Are you excited about the potential fashion line? Can't wait for international shipping? Let us know. I will see you in the next video.